By the end of this video, you will know if you automatically attract money like little man or you repel it like a homeless man. So if you don't know how to calculate your life path, all you have to do is add the day you're born on, the month you're born on, and the year you're born on, and you're good to go. Now, if you're struggling with this, literally just ask ChatGPT, what is my life path? Here is the day I'm born on, the month I'm born on, and the year I'm born on, and it will give it to you. Here you can see I have all the life paths, 1 to 9, and then I've added the 22 and the 28. Now, if you'd like to know the best way for you to make money, comment your life path, and then I can give you a small breakdown on the avenues for wealth. And like always, if you want more content like this, please like and subscribe. It helps me out. Now, the two life paths that are most powerful for attracting wealth is obviously going to be the 28 and the 8. Now, in my opinion, I'd probably put 28 first and then 8 second, but they're both S tier for a reason. The 28 is great for making money for 3 reasons. So it has 8 in it. 8 is the best number for money. And you have the magnetism of the 2. Now, the magnetism of the 2 is so important because, again, it's the attraction. It's, as I said, it's magnetism. So you're magnetizing pretty much money. On top of that, it does have 1 energy. Now, the reason why 1 is so important, especially in making money, is because 1 is ambition, it's the competitive drive, it's the independence, it's the leadership qualities, all things that are important components for you to become financially successful. So in numerology, they just tell you 8 is the number of money, so that's why it's good. It's the number of power and ambition. Now, why is it a number of money? And that is because it is ruled by Saturn. Now, Saturn traditionally isn't known as a money planet, and it isn't necessarily, but Saturn rules career. And why is that so relevant? Because how do most people make money? It is through their job. And when you have a number or an energy solely or primarily focused on career, of course they're going to earn a lot of money. The 3 worst numbers at making money is the 7, the 3, and I was trolling, there's only 2. These, in my opinion, are the worst, and I'll explain why. 7 is ruled by K2. K2 is the number of detachment. It is the number of the non-physical realm. It is the one that is telling you that there's more to this life than money, sex, food, and all that shit. And this is why intrinsically 7s aren't attracted to money and what it can provide. Now, when you put that all into an energy, of course, these guys aren't going to be in the mode of making money or wanting money. So again, this is why I'd say it is probably the worst, because it's not about it. It's not its ambition. It's not the journey that you need to take as a 7. Typically, obviously there are exceptions. If you're born on the 28th and you're a 7 life path, this doesn't apply to you. There are 2 reasons why 3s aren't the best for money. And it's because, unfortunately, they are childs. They aren't very mature, and they have a kind of an ADHD brain. And again, making money is about consistency, right? And how can you be consistent when this is about inconsistency? And childs are inconsistent. They have mood swings. They're never mature, and they're very, very raw. Now, obviously, there are avenues for 3s to make a lot of money, and they can make a lot of money, but it is just less likely. Again, combinations and your birth chart, your astrological birth chart can change things. The second reason is because it's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter does not care about money. Jupiter gets debilitated in Capricorn, the 10th sign, and it's the original ruler of the 10th house. Jupiter is about the non-physical. It is about getting closer to God and having more of a philosophical perspective on life. So how is this a good energy for money? Obviously, yes, it is the planet of expansion, but this number isn't really wired for money. Now, a sleeper pick for A tier is, I'm trolling, it is the 22. 22s are amazing at making money. And the reason why, it is a better version of a 4. And 4s are very good and underrated at making money because 4 is about consistency. And success comes after you're consistent for a lot of years. It's the compounding success that basically allows you to make lots and lots of money. So this is why 22s are so good, because they're basically better 4s. Now, why are they better 4s? They are better 4s because it doesn't just have the 4 energy, it has the magnetism of the 2. Above all else, 2 is also ruled by Moon. Moon is a luminary. That means it can generate an attention very, very easily. The other thing with a 2 is, and this is where they do struggle when they're younger, is 2 is fluidity, it's water, right? 4 is rigidity, it's structure, is, yeah, all these things which are opposites of what 2 is. 2's fluidity, they clash basically. And this is why, especially when they're younger, 22s can struggle because they don't have that discipline that you'd normally associate with a 4. But once they do mature and become more refined and less raw, that is when they can tap into this energy while still having the fluidity, the flexibility, the intuition, and the creativity of the 2. And this is where their life can really take off. Next is the 11. 11, everyone knows, is very, very good for fame. And why is that important? That is because how do you sell a product? By people knowing about it. And this number is the best for gaining attention. Now, why is that? 11 is ruled by 2 luminaries, one being the sun. Now, why is the sun? Because sun is ruled by 1. But what's the other luminary? The moon. And the moon is 2. Now, at the end of the day, 1 plus 1 is 2. So it does have a lot of 2 energy, but it's very, very different because it has lots of 1 energy. But my point is, when you mix these 2 together, you have so much attention drawn onto you, and that is perfect for making money. Now, it's not the best because these guys do have a lot of internal trouble, and yeah, and above all else, 11s struggle with consistency, and that is because it's the 5th prime number. So it has a lot of 5 energy. 5s aren't consistent, and 2s aren't consistent. Arguably, the most underrated number for money is 6. Arguably, it could even be in the A tier. Now, why is 6 so good? 6 is ruled by Venus. Venus is wealth and luxury. Now, the only caveat with the 6, and you'll notice this more with 6s than anyone else, is they won't get their money through career. It won't be career avenues. These guys will either marry rich or they'll get a nice inheritance, or something like that will be the way they get the bulk of their money. The other 2 B tier numbers for attracting money is the 1 and the 4. And this is just because 1 is a B-Tech version of the 28. So obviously it's going to be a few tiers lower. And in the plus sense, 1 is ambition, it's leadership, it's drive, and it's all the components you need for making money. However, 1s can struggle with doing it the corporate way or through a traditional route just because they struggle with authority. But as an entrepreneur, very, very good. Now, 4s are very good at making money because it's all about consistency. And 4s have that in abundance. They are very, very consistent, and consistency leads to compounding success and compounding wins, and that is how you do it. The 2 C tier numbers are the 5 and the 9. Now, 5s are kind of slept on, and this is predominantly because it's ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of business. It's very, very good at that. However, with Mercury and 5s, they aren't consistent, and this is what leads them to be kind of shit at making money, because they just won't show up every day for 5 years like a 4, and they don't have as much drive as the 1. So this is kind of why they're seated. They can do very, very well, especially if they can become consistent and have a good work ethic. But hey, bro, 9s are slightly underrated when it comes to money. They can be quite good, and that is because it's ruled by Mars. Mars is all about drive and action. However, 9s can be headless chickens, just like Mars can be, because Mars is very, very impulsive, like 9s are, and Mars at the end of the day is a soldier. It's not a leader. It needs to be led. And this is where they need the appropriate guidance, and sometimes they can struggle with that shit. Now, what I've discussed in this video is just the tip of the iceberg. There's also your astrological chart that will play a big role, the day that you're born on. So if you're born on the 28th or other days that I discussed, what I've said does change drastically. So that is just a caveat. And at the end of the day, I'm here trying to spread positivity. So please, even if you're a fucking 3 life path or a 7 life path or whatever, you can still achieve what you want to. You just have to be a bit more dedicated. And like always, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot.